PI, shut it down easy. Oceanite, wristwatch, arm on breezy. Make it look easy, yes I sure does. Pull up in the Lambo with the alligator guts. She know what she doing with the Louis on the butt. Strap 'em on tight, then she shake it in the club. My motivation, that ass, can't move too fast. Won't brag, sometimes I'm known to break mags. Don't laugh, it's not a joke. Excuse the marijuana smoke, but I had to get close. Her Maybach and it match with your toes. Dior lip gloss to make her lips glow. Now I'm off the black and gold. Gotta get you home. I know your man calling cause the number's unknown. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, rock. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we woke up in the spotlight. Whoa.
Okay, now talk. See if that works.
1, 2, 1,
Okay,
2.
that worked. It was my bad
Oh,
because
there we go.
I turned off the sound yesterday for when I was doing something.
Okay. We live in effect. How you been?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy Thursday. We're gonna get right into it. This is another episode of the 5 Star Podcast presented by Amazon Music, powered by Vion. If you're in a club at home, get you a glass or a bottle of that Vion. We got the beautiful Tammy Hernandez in the building, straight out of Florida. Tell me, Tammy, we were supposed to connect in January. It's been a lot of requests to get you on. How are you? You finally made it.
I'm good. Been busy doing lots of random stuff, I think.
Nice. So pretty much a lot of the viewers, they wanted to know your story. You know, people are really good. I know you cover a lot of news. You're good with your body, and you're a real smart socialite outside of the beauty, along with the brain. So people who's just interested in your background and how you came up. Are you originally from out there, East Coast Florida? Because I'm from New York myself, but I'm in
I'm
California.
I'm originally from Key West, Florida, which
Nice.
yeah, Key West is closer to Cuba than Walmart.
Wow. Okay.
So we're a different breed down there than the rest of the country.
Nice. What did you do growing up there? What was you into?
Fishing. I'd make bullets with my uncle when I was like 7. My uncle Don and I would make bullets. I thought it was fun and it was like fun time. It was free labor is what I've discovered now. Like making
Right.
bullets with a bullet press because he would hunt and
Wow.
stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, when I was 7, 8 years old, I'd sit in the shop with him and make bullets. And so then I would fish, drive my boats as a kid. What else? Go fruit picking, which me and my friends did in Key West. What was it? 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah. And what else do we do down there? Well, we're pretty self-sufficient because have you been to Key West?
No, I've been to Miami.
Okay, so Key West is connected to the mainland with 42 bridges, the longest bridge being 7 miles long.
Wow.
So it's when you're raised there, you're always told that, because we don't leave for storms, we stay because you have businesses and stuff. So you just always have to remember that at any time a bridge can go out and then you're going to be on your own for at least 2
Wow.
weeks. So
Wow.
we're prepared to be on our own at all times. So you have a lot of common sense down there. So like I'm pro certain things that not everybody's pro, like Second Amendment, because if you consider that, I take a boat out by myself 40 miles offshore. You can't
Got it.
dial 911 and get the Coast Guard.
Got it. Got it. Got
So,
it. Got it.
or if a hurricane comes and knocks down a bridge, you have to be able to protect yourself. So we're
Right.
taught more respect and understandings. They are for protection and they are for hunting. They're not for playing, hence making bullets with my uncle as, a fun thing to do as a child.
Nice.
And
Nice. Nice.
then I would fish and yeah, fish and do random stuff because we don't have any shopping malls. So you're either on the water or
Wow.
yeah, we,
So
we
you had
don't
a
have.
big, that's like real resourceful, kind of like family oriented. You did most of this stuff with your family.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Everybody knows you. You can't get in any trouble. Well, you can get in trouble. Like, so when my kids were growing up, because when I was in high school,
Uh-huh.
two of my friends, they skipped school to go riding a wave runner because you can.
Wow.
Well, because you can do that. We have wave runners, everybody has boats. So you tend
Nice.
to have friends who work in the wave runner thing. So you can skip school, just do a little, skip one class, go ride an hour wave runner or two if you want to skip two classes, because the beach is also like 28 feet away from the high school. So we,
Nice.
we would spend a lot of time on the beach during spring break. Nobody was
Nice.
really
Nice.
in school. So they skipped, and there are certain rules on the water. You don't untie and you don't pull up your anchor until you start your engine. And this is why.
Wow.
They untied everything, two girls, they untied it and go to turn it on. The wave runner wouldn't couldn't turn on. So the
Wow.
parents and everybody came to school asking where they were. Of course, we weren't being rats and saying, oh, this. We didn't know. So then, and they only had one little bottle of water because it was an hour tour. Okay.
Right. Wow.
So they're drifting in the middle of the ocean now. So then finally at 9 o'clock at night, we've fessed up that they took a wave runner out. So then the Coast Guard and everybody's looking for them. Well, they were picked up by a cruise ship the next day. And when they came to school the day after that, they had blisters everywhere, sun
Right.
poisoning, because they had baked in the sun for a day and a half. Well, a day and then a half of another day and spent the night on the wave runner drifting.
Wow. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
So when my kids were in high school, I told them, if your asses are going to skip and go on the water, you better call me and tell me where you're going, what
Right.
time you plan to get there, and what time you'll be home. Now, if you don't tell me and I find out, just be prepared. You'll be grounded the rest of the school year and your ass will be beat. I said, because this is what happened. I
Right.
just need to know. So if you don't come home, I need to know where the Coast Guard needs to go searching or where to take the boat out to.
Wow. I've
Because
never thought about that.
no, my friend's son I think it was last year. They made national news. Dylan
What?
Gartemeyer, because he sat there and he was out spearfishing and diving with his friends 6 miles out of the reef. And he blacked out and got taken away. And his friends went looking the wrong direction for him. An hour later, they head to the marina. They call the Coast Guard then. And the Coast Guard was searching, couldn't find him. So his parents and grandpa jumped on the boat, went out there, went to directly where he normally is, because most people make mistakes. If you
Right.
don't know where you're going, what are you going to do?
Right.
Are you going to swim to shore?
Right.
What are you going
Wow.
to try to do? Swim to shore. Most people do, and that's how you
Right.
die because you get caught in currents.
Right.
So you don't swim to those, you swim to mooring buoys or channel markers. Because why? That's where the boats pass by. Because you can't fight the current if it's 5 miles away,
Right.
but you can float and maintain on a buoy. So they wound up finding him. They knew they had 45 minutes to get to him before the sun went down, and he'd already been in the water for 6 hours. So they went straight to where he was. He was attached to a buoy, holding
Okay.
on to that, and they went right straight to where they knew he dove all the time and found him. The
Thank God.
parents that, but the parents and the grandparents found him before the Coast Guard did. And they had helicopters
What?
and everything. His family found him, even though the Coast Guard was searching.
Wow.
So
Thank
yeah,
God.
yeah. So it's a different animal down there with water and stuff that were raised to know how to take care of everything and to be self-sufficient and not to rely.
Wow, that's crazy. See, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't know the beautiful Tammy was well versed with the outdoors. Okay, that's insane. I would be scared of the alligators. Have you ever came across an alligator out there?
In the ocean, no, but I've played with them and I go looking for them in the Everglades and mess with them. I have a picture on my Instagram of a baby one
Yeah,
sitting on my boob. That's
yeah, that's
that was my friend's. That one's bigger now, so now they got a new baby that they're doctoring named Valentino. So yeah, and you notice it didn't have tape on its mouth because we don't believe in
right,
taping them. Yeah, it's
right.
just
I think
in there.
a
I brought
phantom.
it to a pool party. I had that and a parrot brought, and my dog, of course, all brought to a pool party for me in Key
Wow,
West.
wow. Is that what? So, what are some of your? Have you came across any other animals outside of like an alligator or something that you actually was hands on with?
I shoot iguanas.
Iguanas, you shoot them like you
Yeah,
have
you're,
aim?
well, they cause damage. I mean, most people don't realize they cause structural damage. They're a non-native, so they're an invasive species. They cause like millions of damage per year. My seawall, they caused 100 grand worth of damage because they,
Wow. Really?
they dig down 3 to 6 feet
Uh-huh.
and then their tunnels go for up to 80 feet long and they
Wow.
breed. So if you have that along your seawalls, coastlines, like you can even look it up, Boynton Beach had almost $2 million of damage because they caused a retention wall to fail. So
Wow.
they caused a lot of structural damage. And then the other thing is that their skin and their poo has salmonella. So
Oh,
if you
really?
have small children or little dogs, they can be killed with salmonella poisoning.
Wow. I didn't know that.
And one female can produce 45 eggs.
45?
45.
God damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, so people brought them for pets, just like the pythons that are killing all they're killing our native things in the Everglades. They're killing raccoons, they're killing possums, and possums are great. I've seen those. They're great. They're why we, even though they look ugly, they're not the best.
Yeah, they do.
They don't have rabies. They're also why we have anti-venom because they can sit there and be bit by rattlesnakes 20 sometimes,
And not die?
not die. That's how come we have anti-venom to protect us from them. If you get bit by a rattlesnake, it's
Wow.
from them. And they eat ticks, mosquitoes, spiders, and yeah, and they can't get rabies.
Wow, that's insane. Another fun fact, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so
Tammy's smart.
they're a super cool animal for that. They're not like rats, even though they look like them.
Yeah, they're not the best to look at. It makes you want to run away from them, actually.
Right. And they're like they're big like my dog. The full sized ones are like bigger than my dog when they're grown up. But they're like they're similar to a kangaroo because they keep their babies in their pouch for a period of time. And then they carry them on their backs. ¿Qué te
Nice.
pasa? You heard your name? You heard my call. Yeah, so it's just our native wildlife is nice here. They're overbuilding it, so I've been
Beautiful.
sharing.
Beautiful. Tammy, so what's your favorite travel destination? Like outside of Florida. So you're cool on the outdoors. Have you ever traveled outside to where you have a favorite?
It depends on what I'm wanting to do. I mean, I rode quads through the Arizona desert on the
Nice.
border in Rio Rico. I've done off-roading in the rainforest in the Yucatan Peninsula in Cancun.
Nice.
I've done them in Aruba, helicopter tours, different places, and actually Hong Kong to Macau, the Grand Canyon, Hawaii. Um,
Wow.
I don't
So
know, it
you're
all
really
depends.
outdoorsy. You really love the outdoors from your growing up, huh?
Yeah, and it's good. I mean, it's healthy. Get your vitamin D. It's very healthy for you. Um, it's fun. It's what are you gonna do? Play video games all day? Like,
Right,
and I
right.
don't, and I don't even record half the outdoorsy stuff I do. I want to do a airboat tour.
Airboat
Actually,
tour?
yeah, it's airboating, but you get to shoot iguanas and python hunting all at the same time.
Wow. Python hunting. How do you hunt the python though?
It depends on if you're doing it at night with a thing or you grab them by the head.
Night? Like people go at night?
Yeah, in the Everglades, you go at night to hunt them, or you can go during the day because they're a non-venomous snake. But I can't take Gizmo python hunting, but I take him iguana hunting.
Oh, you take them with you? Nice.
Yeah, with the pythons, I don't know. I'd shoot the bitch. Oops, didn't say that. I'd shoot the python if it attacked my dog, just like I'd shoot the gator and have
I'd be so
no.
scared of the python to get bit.
They're not poisonous though.
Oh, they're not? I think, see, it's programming. I think every snake
No.
is poisonous.
Oh, no, no. You can tell the difference by the shape of their head. The poisonous ones have a triangle, the non have rounded snouts. And
Oh,
their eyes are different.
got it, got it, got it. All right, so a lot of the outdoors stuff, you got that mastered. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty. You do a lot of hunting and stuff, which is awesome. How do you wind down? Like, what's your cool thing for you, for Tammy to wind down and relax?
Sometimes I cook.
Okay,
Um, yeah, I make homemade bread and yogurt and cheese,
that's
jam,
nice.
mustard, ketchup. You asked about traveling, I've traveled all different places and all over Europe. And I believe the American food system is killing us. I only say
Yeah,
that because if you look at the ingredients in ketchup in Europe and you look at ours, Europe's has 4 ingredients and ours has around 20, and half of them I can't even pronounce.
right,
So I make my own, and it's the same brands. So because the EU has outlawed the chemicals that we use, they
right,
um they are US companies make them accordance to their country. So
right.
yeah, so crazy stuff I do. Like my bread, I get the flour from Europe, and
Nice.
I
Wow.
and the
Okay.
yeast and all of that. So my friends who have celiac disease, they can eat all of my bread and my stuff that they can't eat in the
Like
US.
in normal, like
Yeah, like
yeah.
in the normal stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they normally buy the gluten free, but they can't have the US. And it all stems from, and you can look it all up, that I'm not the crazy. Okay, so Europe, they're not allowed to spray Monsanto's, the bug killer, the insecticide, on any
Yeah.
of their stuff, or most other countries in the world, they're not allowed to. So that particular chemical, you can't get it out of grains once you've sprayed it in. But
Right.
you know what it does to the insects? It explodes their stomachs. Now, if you take it once, so people are eating that, but Monsanto's has also settled billions of dollars in lawsuits because it causes cancer.
Right.
Now ask me who owns Monsanto's. Bayer. What does Bayer treat? Cancer.
Headache? Oh,
Cancer.
cancer. Wow. They're killing us, huh, with these ingredients.
Well, what's the number one lobbyist in the government right now in Congress?
Who?
Out of the top 20, the top 6 are pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
they're controlling. So the pharmaceutical companies own most of the food companies. And you can look it up, back when we sanctioned nicotine to
Right.
where they made all the cigarette laws, all of the scientists, because the cigarette companies also own the food companies. So they used to
Right.
have a lot of scientists. So those scientists, they took them and moved them from working in the tobacco to our foods. And that's when you saw the change in our food
Oh,
to
really?
get us addicted to the foods, to put the chemicals in them. Why do you think that? Okay, so the red dye that they're arguing about to take out of
Yeah.
our food, do you realize they let your kids eat it, but do you realize it's been illegal in cosmetics for 20 years in the United States because it causes cancer and other issues?
Check your labels, ladies and gentlemen. Check your labels. Make sure you're eating the right things in your body. That's crazy.
Right. But all of the dyes that they put in our food and all the kids' little snacky things, yellow dye, red dye, look them up.
Right.
It's what makes your kids ADD. So all they do is put them on pills. But if you take them all away, it's much better. Then their behavior will change. Like I never gave my kids red dye 30 ever
Right.
in
Right.
my house because of that.
Yeah, no
Just,
red dye.
yeah, no red dye. I mean, on the occasion, if they're at a party or something, but like it shouldn't be a daily drink when they're having to function in school, like Hawaiian Punch has it. A
Right.
lot of the juices have it in. So they have, for Europe, the American companies use it natural fruit juices as
Right.
the dyes and natural fruit coloring. So it's just an interesting thing I've learned.
No, that's smart. There's a lot of stuff going out about that, especially with our foods that we have here and the ingredients, like you just said. I mean, it's really harmful and dangerous, the stuff we're intaking in our body. So,
Well, I want you to understand, I've been to China, and China, they eat everything to where I
mhm,
couldn't walk past a Chinese restaurant because there's dead animals and it smelled so bad that it made me, to this day, if I think about it, I want to vomit. But they don't
even
buy
it's
pork from the US because of the chemicals we wash them in.
wow.
Also, look up what countries don't buy our chicken because they're cleaned in chlorine.
Really?
Really?
That's crazy.
And China owns most of the pig factories, most of our pig farms in the US right now. But they won't
China owns
serve,
them?
China owns them. They won't serve them to their own people, but they'll serve them to us.
Right.
Just saying. These are all things to look up. It's interesting to know, but the US has allowed China to buy up, I don't even know how many US farms, but ask
Really?
me if we're allowed to buy farms in Europe. I mean, not Europe and China. Can we buy any?
Mm,
Can we even own land there? Nope.
wow.
So how, and they bought in a lot around our military bases.
Wow.
Yep. So why everybody's fighting about who likes who and who voted for who, they're missing the big pictures of what's happening in our country.
Right.
Because I don't care who votes for who. I'm pro common sense and I'm pro for a healthy America and us being American businesses. Because
Right.
why do we sit there and why do we let these other people, these other countries come in and buy our our land, our
Mm-hmm.
homes,
Start
and
businesses.
no, but even jack up all the prices so that Americans can't afford them. Think
Right.
about it logically. I mean,
And
look at all the empty buildings in New York that are foreign owned that they're not renting, they're not contributing to us other than tax dollars.
right.
So I'm just stating a fact because, I'm pro common sense and I'm pro being self sufficient, owning your own stuff, and knowing how to take care of yourself. And a lot of people think, like, I know if everything was to hit the fan, I know that I know how to grow my own food. I know how to make medicine out of different herbs and all of that stuff from stuff in the Everglades. Because you want to know where most of our pills come from these days? We're relying on
Wait,
China.
seriously?
Seriously, the US medicines, yes, they have outsourced everything. And I don't think our politicians, any of them, I don't care what side, should be allowed to take any money from foreign owned companies, period,
Right.
for any
Right.
donations. I don't think foreign countries should be donating to any sort of education in the US because if they're anti-US in their country and they're the ones providing school books and funds, they're going to destroy you from within.
Right.
Because I don't know another country in the world that you can have people who come from other countries open businesses and be successful, but yet our children are saying how deprived they are from here. I'm like, how are you deprived? You all have AC, cell phones, and
Right.
everything else. You don't seem to understand what you have in comparison to other countries. For me to go into China, do you know how many times your temperature's checked
Really?
to get into the country? And this was before COVID. My temperature was checked 8 times. Ask me how many times it was checked when I was leaving. 0. So it's
Wow.
basically, oh, you can't be sick to come to our country, but we could give you whatever disease you want that we have and say, get the fuck out and spread it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, you can leave now. That's crazy.
Okay. I'm just being honest. It's like, what do people not? Because when they tell you, it's like, okay, I know that when I'm in China, because I have a 10-year reentry visa, because I went there quite a bit for work
Nice.
for the
Nice.
Canton Fair in Guangzhou to see products and to purchase stuff.
Nice.
So guess what? When you're there, you would want to know. So when everybody was having the big Snapchat battle, oh, they're going to close it, do, and
Right.
how can we? That's freedom of speech. Now, me, I wouldn't have threatened to close it. You know what I would have said? I would have said, okay, we don't want this platform here because you know what you can't get on mainland China? Google, Yahoo, Facebook, Instagram. None of those work on mainland China. They are blocked.
Wow. I
So
didn't
I
know
would
that.
say, okay, you don't want our products here. So we don't have to have your product. You don't, if you put our products, open them up to your people and allow them in your country, we will allow yours here. I would have used it for negotiating leverage
Right.
instead of having the Americans fight each other over a stupid app on your phone.
Right.
Think about it. You had a negotiating tool that instead of utilizing it to push our propaganda over there, because they're so sanctioned. I was in Hong Kong for the umbrella protest.
You went to Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was there for the protest and they were
Uh-huh.
protesting. So watched all on the news, was stuck in the protest. The next day I was in mainland China in Guangzhou. Okay. And I'm watching BBC Europe. Guess what? The news there, it just blacks out when the protest came on. They don't even let their people see it.
Wow.
Okay. So that's censored. Here
Right.
we have some censoring. It's crazy censoring, but it is what it is.
Right.
But like I was in Paris during the Yellow Jacket protest when they were burning cars in the street and breaking couture stores.
How was that? Dang.
It was interesting. It was different. I mean, I've been in London when we've had the air traffic control protest and I couldn't go to where I needed to go. I was in
What?
Spain for the Uber protest. I was in Mexico City for the women's rights protest and a bullfighting protest. So I've seen all the different ones in all
Right.
different countries. And, you know, some they clean them up real quick and other countries they don't. And it's just interesting how it's the same stuff, where it's the same groups peddling and creating unrest in a country.
That's crazy.
So,
Wow. Shout out to Tammy for being well versed, traveling, knows her political stance. Man, more than beauty. Again, you have to be brains, ladies and gentlemen. I
yeah,
admire you.
I sometimes get annoyed with the whole, oh, the bimbo look or people wanting to be bimbos. I'm like, it's great to have the look. I love the look. Loved Barbie doll and Dolly Parton growing up. So I wanted a combination of the two. But it wasn't to sit there and say, oh, I'm dumb. You have to take care of me.
Right,
It's,
right.
oh, I like this look. I enjoy this look. Now it's a double edged sword. It's great for speeding tickets, getting out of them. It's great for skipping lines in clubs, but it hurts you in other areas. So that's
Okay,
all.
okay. Tammy,
If,
so what's next? What you got going on? I know I seen you got a lot of podcasts going on. I see you
yeah.
doing a lot. I definitely want to have you on more so we can cover some more news. But on your end, what you got coming up next?
I'm doing, I have a particular goal that I need to make by the end of the year. So I've been doing a lot of content, a lot of different things, learning how to stream on multiple apps at once, which I'll
Okay.
be doing later on today at an art gallery that
Nice.
I'm going to. Um, so just doing and getting stuff done. And that's basically it. But I plan to do some fishing videos or streaming and
Really?
yeah, and then quadding and just different things that I do like to do that I normally don't share. Because normally, let's see, I've done my resin artwork and cooking, laying out by the pool, but because I don't really generally have a camera or somebody following me, it's me myself to sit there and video in action.
No, no. Shout outs to Stream TV. We just did a deal with Stream TV. We actually have our own network. So I'm thinking about something to where I want to see the outdoorsy. Like you fishing behind the scenes would be something I think everyone would love to tap in to see. I think that would be a great show. Or doing like your hunting. I think I
Yeah.
like those type of shows.
Like in Aruba, I went and I rode horses on the beach that swam in the ocean. And I got no footage of that one. That was
You
no, that wasn't in Aruba. I'm sorry, that was in Grand Cayman. Aruba, I did off-roading and wave running and some
really?
other stuff. And the
Okay. Yeah.
police in Aruba were super nice. They gave me a whole tour in the police car. So then my friend and I pretended like the cops were arresting me. And we sent it to her husband who was coming the next day. And he said, well, I know. And he said, if it was you, I would have known it. But since it's Tammy, I know she's not doing anything to get in trouble.
No, Tammy, I want to say thank you so much. I'm gonna have to get a camera guy somewhere out there in that area to follow you around with these adventures, because I swear to God, these outdoors stories and adventures that you bump into are classic and priceless. And I think the fans want to see that. I think you should have it on the
Oh, yeah.
platform. We're definitely going to talk a lot more in touch.
Okay.
I want to do one last thing. What's some expiring advice to those watching? Anything that for girls who want to aspire, maybe they want to look like you, or maybe they want to have the brains like you. What would you say?
I say you have to have a plan and goals, and you do short term, long term, so that they're reachable. Because a lot of people put out this large goal
Right,
that takes years to build up, but you need to accomplish small things first before you can get to the large one. So you
right,
have your large one you want, which would be a long term goal. But in order to get to that, you have to do it in small doses. And the other thing is that if somebody doesn't have, say, if you're wanting to learn and to better yourself, you have to surround yourself, not all the time, but listen to the people who have more than you about business, and
right,
not the, what is it called? Because I'm sports illiterate, the like 11th hour quarterback who's trying to tell you once things are done how it should have been. Well, if it should have been that way, why haven't you done it? Because I used to be partners in a bar in Key West, and you always have the people, okay, who are drunk, who say, oh, you know, how your business can be so much better. Mind you, they don't own a bar, they don't even own
right,
a business,
right,
but they're giving you advice while they're drunk. So, do you know what I would say? I would say, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I will get right on that. And I love your input. I wouldn't put them down at all, because you know what? Their idea might be great. I
right,
might think about it and look into it, because just because somebody has an idea doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad. But you might modify something, make a party, do something with their thought process, but it doesn't mean you have to change whatever you're doing. And
right,
and if they've had a few drinks, they won't remember they told you that. So if you totally don't like it, you don't have to be mean. It's just okay. I'll think about it. I'll get right on that. Thank you for your help. And then you can work through it, because I never try to criticize anybody,
right,
because there's always value in something, whether it's a lesson on what to do or what not to do. And
right,
the other thing is, I always try to treat everybody how I want to be treated, but I don't let people take advantage of me, because some people view you being nice or you being respectful as you're stupid, versus that, okay, I don't have to sit
right,
there, and I'm not going to waste my good energy being negative to somebody who's negative. I just walk away, because if you're
right.
not contributing positivity, why am I going to let you take my positivity?
And drain your energy. We don't want any
Right.
energy drainers around us.
I call them energy vampires.
Energy vampires. Ladies and
So
gentlemen,
stay with
Tammy,
positive people. That's it. Focus on positive, even because you need positive energy and people who are doing good, because then good things come, and karma's a bitch. I
it's a
always believe you reap what you sow. You might not get it immediately, but you can get it 20 years down the line. I'm just
ladies and
saying.
gentlemen, we have the beautiful Tammy Hernandez, more than beauty, brains, outdoorsy, travels, and cooks. She's going to be on the show. We're going to definitely talk behind the scenes so we could do her outdoor shows. This is Wildest Dreams ENT, presented by Amazon Music. Make sure you visit the site, wildestdreamsent.net. And then also, Tammy, any last words?
No, that's it. Have
All
a
right.
happy almost Friday.
Happy
Almost
almost Friday. All right,
TGIF
Tammy,
on. All right. Bye.
I'm going to talk to you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.
You. Do, 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 do.